Hey, I want you to join me as I make a poster for Mulan because the premiere is going to be tomorrow, so I wanna join in on the hype. By the way, update, I decorated the shelf and added gold paper to the shelves to make it look more fancy, I guess. I love it so much. I spent so much time on it. I feel like investing in your room is a really good way to spend your time because you spend most of your time in your room, especially now that we're in quarantine. So spending some time and some money on making your surroundings more beautiful is really worth it. I just told Reddit, when you just vent your feelings online. Basically, I kind of feel guilty for not going to art school and starting my own art account. I mean, I've always loved doing art, but in secret. I've never shown my art to anyone before because I don't know, I feel like art is an identity. If you come out as an artist, you keep being an artist for the rest of your life. Everyone's going to treat you as the artist in the group. So I've never been that person. I've always been the quiet one or the shy one. I don't know, I've never treated it seriously. I love creating. I've always making little stuff here and there. I love doodling on my notebooks, but I never showed to anyone. It's always a secret. But now, since we're in quarantine, I've been exploring everything I know. I've been trying out so many things because I have all the time in the world, kind of. I do remember when I first started out on YouTube, I started making crafts, and from the beginning I've always wanted this channel to be some sort of art craft channel because that's really my interest. I love making stuff with my hands. That's what makes me happy. So looking at it now, I'm questioning myself, why didn't you make more art videos? But the thing is, I used to be so carefree back then. I didn't care about the numbers. I didn't care about how many people were watching my videos, and that's why I was so surprised when my first video got 21,000 views. I'm still baffled because I didn't even put any sort of effort on that video. I mean, I did put effort. I did record the video and I did have my sister to help me with it, and I edited it with my phone, so it was pretty trashy compared to my content now, but it still had the most views. I mean, it was also kind of divisive because people were saying that the hamster tunnels were not safe for the hamsters, but I don't know. It's just why is this video getting so many views, but the videos that I put so much thought and effort in is not getting any traction compared to that one? What were we talking about? Okay, so now I remember what I was talking about. I don't know if you also feel this way, but I feel guilty for not going to art school because you know how people spend tens and thousands of money to fund their art education and to go to art school, but there are people just in their bedrooms having a lot of time that are able to make the kind of art that they want to make and without any sort of education investment whatsoever, and they're still doing fine. Of course, when I said this, people were actually no, we regret going to art school. It's not that amazing. You just basically get connections, but that's basically it. But I feel just for me, my philosophy is that art it's something that you discover for yourself. It's not what someone else tells you to do. For example, someone tells you to do this, but that's not what you want to do, but you still have to learn it. I don't see the point in that. Yes, of course you still have to try, and it does help if your school has the funds that to have an art room so that you can have all the supplies that you need to make art, because that really helped with me exploring art, because we had an art room in my previous school and we had all the paint there. I didn't have to spend anything. Of course we had tuition, but I didn't have to buy the materials themselves, so I can just go all out and do whatever I want. And because of that, I was able to create pieces that never would have made if I had to spend my own money. I feel like being in that kind of space, like being in a studio with unlimited resources, really does help. I think it's really beneficial. If only everyone had that kind of privilege, you know, if only I had that kind of access to art materials when I was a little kid, I would be so happy. I feel like I would be more advanced with art right now if I had that kind of access to art materials when I was younger. But you know, since we didn't grow up in a very rich community, I just settled with what I had. I only used pen and paper. I only used pencils, and like I didn't really use paint because paint is really expensive to us for some reason. Like that's considered like top tier art materials. Being surrounded by so much paint in my previous school just filled me with like this childish feeling of like being in a candy land. Like, oh my god, you know what I mean, right? Like when you're in a toy store as a child and it feels like you're in this paradise. That's what I feel like when I'm in an art studio. I remember sneaking into the NYU art room because it was just open and there were like NYU students there, and I just sneaked in and pretended I was one of them, and I was like, oh my god, that was my first interaction with an actual art room. And it was like this fancy university art room, and it was such a dream. I was seriously want to walk back there again and pretend that I'm an NYU student. It was so fun. If you're also an artist that feels kind of guilty for not going to art school, like maybe you're in another area or path in life but you still want to do art, or I don't know, I feel like your passion always finds a way. Even if I'm studying engineering for some reason, I would still find a way to make art, you know. Like if you really want to do something, like your education doesn't have to hinder that. Like yeah, it would be better if from the beginning you already knew what you wanted to do, but not everyone has that kind of advantage. I also want to share this with you guys. Basically, I feel lost. I feel like there's this part of me that says you should be grateful for everything that you have, you know. You should be grateful that you even have the choice to do all the things that you want to do. But the thing is, okay, like don't get me wrong, I am grateful, but there's this thing called like choice fatigue. Like if you give someone two choices, it would be easier for them to choose from the two. But if you give them like 100 or like 5, okay, let's just say 5, it would be more difficult for them to pick from the 5 choices. So that's basically what I'm going through right now. I don't know, I mean, I do know, this is so hard. I do have this idea. I have a North Star basically, but I don't know, I still have this like, okay, so I got hungry, so I just got some lunch. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is just make art. If you really want to make art, just make art. Nothing's gonna stop you except for yourself. You owe the world your art. The world would be a much better place with your input in it. My panda's upside down. Okay, so I really don't know if I'm going to upload this or if I'm just gonna scrap this and leave this in my drafts. I'm gonna watch it later, so that's when we'll find out. But yeah, those are basically my thoughts. I really just want to encourage people to continue creating and to not feel guilty for doing less than other artists. I know it's really hard to not compare yourself to the people around you that are better than you, and it really does take time to adjust your mind to accept the fact that there will always be someone better than you in every way. There will always be someone smarter, someone more beautiful, someone more talented, someone kinder, someone better. So you really can't do anything about it. It's just fact, and it really does take time to like accept that fact, because sometimes you want to be the best but you just can't. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my Etsy shop if you want to check out what I sell. I sell some paintings, some mini paintings that are super duper cute, and I really like them. I'm gonna show the one that I have in my window right now. Look at this, isn't this the cutest? So yeah, you can buy that if you want to. It really does add a spice of like creativity to your world. Like I like seeing it every day. It just adds that like touch of artistic something, I don't know. I feel like if you have this in your house, it's like this statement piece. But yeah, I really like sharing stuff with you. So don't forget to like and subscribe, follow me on all my social medias, and that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, and please tell me if you like this style of videos, if you like me just talking to you like casually, or if you like scripted stuff, like really polished stuff. Because for me, I really like chill videos where the person just tells me stuff like their thoughts, especially like podcasts. I'm really thinking of doing a podcast because I feel like that's the type of content that I prefer making, because I like rambling. I like exploring ideas. I like talking about stuff, like this kind of stuff, like art, like psychology, and like just life advice that I really want to share, and stories. So, and I really find editing videos really difficult because I feel like my laptop's getting old, it's getting slow. Like it's not full, it's just slow, and I've done everything that I could to make it run faster, but it's still the same. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing a podcast someday because I feel like that would be a better style of video for me to make. I'm not really the type of person that makes fast jump cuts. Like I know I do that for like the lookbooks, but I really find it hard to make sometimes. So yeah, I'm just letting you know so that you won't be surprised if I do make something like that. And thank you for watching this video. So that's pretty much it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!